Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be looking at a clear tier list. So this isn't like a tier list as in we're not going to be assessing the strengths of the comparative builds. We're going to look at what has been cleared basically. So this is going to be a list of all of the top clears. We're going to go through every set in the game, so the 5 sets that each class gets and the Legacy of Dreams boards. We're going to basically show you what the best clear is. We're not going to adjust for Paragon or anything like that. That seems probably a little bit too complicated. But this is just going to give you a little bit of a flavour as to, I guess, what's popular this season. Obviously lots of people are playing Monk, so some of the Monk clears are probably going to be higher, even on the less popular things, and some things are just forever and a day not popular in this game. So by no means is this perfect. This shouldn't be viewed as a, look, this is definitely how it is, but we're going to show you the builds, show you the clear times, go through it, all those types of things. Now, hopefully speaking on screen, we do have the tier list as we talk, and yeah, you can have a little look through it as you go. As always guys, a thumbs up really does help out the channel. Let me know what has been your favourite build to play this season. I'm going to guess a lot of people are going to say Monk, and it's going to be Inner Monk. So I guess that is the best place to start. This is obviously, like, if there was an S tier, S plus, S infinity, God tier, it is going to be the Monk. Now, it's been cleared 150 in 3 minutes 30. I mean, that is just like an insane level of power for a season. Definitely far too much. I don't think, you know, I've made an argument that the soul shards should stay in the game. I think that's mainly from an augment point of view, as well as maybe some interesting bits that we can do with them. But this is far too much power for a season. Even to get on the Monk board, you need a 150 in 12 and a half minutes. And that is going to beat most of the other boards, pretty much. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. Obviously, 6k Paragon is a lot to have at this stage of a season. It hasn't been out terribly long, but because there is so much power from the shards, you know, we can blast through things. So this is pretty much S plus infinity tier. Lots of lovely red primals, which we always like to see. I do have a pair of these myself, so I think that's probably been my best find of the season. But yeah, Inner Monk on the fire. Fire ally, Mystic ally, probably no great surprise. This, I know obviously it's getting a lot of juice from the season theme, but it doesn't really look like a balanced class Monk. If we go to the next one down, these aren't in order of clear time. I wasn't that organised to sort it out, but let's go to the next one on the list, which is the Necromancer Corpse Explosion. Very nice to see this clearing 150. Again, another 6k Paragon. Is it the same guy actually? SpongeBob? Let's have a little look. Yes, it is. Obviously, hard at the grind, which we like to see. Yeah, Corpse Explosion. Army of the Dead in here, which is interesting, but generally a damage window build. I'm going to have a little go and push for this later on in the season once I've got all my stuff sorted. I've just basically been dicking around a bit too much. But Lord Corpse Explosion, 8-9 minutes clear on this one, so obviously not as powerful as the Inner Monk. Possibly more fishy because it relies so much on the density, but still another really solid build. Now this surprised me actually, third one down on the list, again not in order, but this is the Legacy of Dreams Wizard build. So this is the best build for the Wizard, which let's go back to it because I always mess this up. Lord Twister. So it's nice to see Twister here, 3000 Paragon, much more reasonable, much more in the realms of mortal men and women. But Twister is a fairly new skill that's been buffed. Well, the skill's obviously really old, but the update to the Twister wasn't that long ago, so it is kind of nice to see this popping its head as the Wizard's best build. And 150 cleared with 3k Paragon, pretty nice. Just sneaking in 14 minutes, but obviously we are still fairly early in the season. Next on the list, we're going to visit the Witch Doctor. We've got another new build, I'll say new, newly buffed, with a few new items actually, which is the Arakir Spiders. So we've got the spider build with the new ceremonial knife, buffed belt and all that kind of stuff, new offhand as well. So good to see this clearing 150, 8 minutes. So again, a pretty quick one. You know, maybe this will get adjusted. Again, it depends kind of what we get with the season theme next season. But again, 5k Paragon, quite a lot, but still obviously a very, very powerful build. We'll stick with the Witch Doctor and we'll have a look at Mundanugu. I wasn't sure whether this would do the 150, but obviously proven wrong. 5k Paragon, same Witch Doctor player. Spirit Barrage obviously putting in work. Again, I like this build a lot. I like playing it for speeds. It's visually very nice. Mundanugu is a lot of fun to play. So it is kind of cool that this has made a bit of a comeback. I personally think it could be adjusted up a little bit more in general, just simply because it is so much fun to play. Next, we have got the Crusader. Sorry, let's just check what time was on the Witch Doctor. 8 minutes on, that was the Arakir, wasn't it? Mundanugu, just sneaking in 1452. Heading over to the Crusader, which has, of course, cleared 150. And this is on the Khan bomb. Pretty nutty 6 minute 49 clear. Again, nearly 7k Paragon. And this is on the Thorns bomb. So the Khan with the Invoker set, with the Crimsons, and just obliterating things with the bombardment. It should be noted that it is obviously critting, which it wouldn't normally do if it wasn't for the Soul Shard. So that is going to be responsible for quite a bit of power on this build. So perhaps doesn't terribly need tuning off season. Next, again, another really good one is the Marauder. This has done 9 minutes 30, which again, you know, solid. This is a new build, recently buffed, and it is actually running the cluster arrow. So again, kind of nice to see Crimson's in it. A fun playstyle. Pop your sentries down, murder everything. 6k Paragon, I eat fish, so always good to know there is the secret, guys. If you want to clear 150s, get on the salmon, which is obviously pretty good. The next, we'll look at the Monk. We've got a couple of Tempest Rush builds, so bear in mind we've already had Inners crushing GR 150 in 3.5 minutes. Samwuku can crush 150 in 13 minutes, and it is going to be on the Tempest Rush build. And same for the Patterns of Justice set. It's also going to be doing the Tempest Rush, but a bit quicker in the kind of 9 minute 50 range. So a bit more powerful on the POJ version rather than the Samwuku. But we've already got 3 Monk builds that have cleared 150. And why the hell not? Let's go for a 4th. And this is Legacy of Dream's Wave of Light. A little bit slower, 11 minutes, so somewhere in between the Patterns of Justice and the Samwuku Tempest Rush. But this obviously has considerably more Paragon at 5k. Really good gear as well, which is nice to see. Always nice to see the red beams and the super duper Pog gear. Wave of Light, lots of fun. Again, I really like all these Monk builds. I think are actually really fun. So it's no wonder that people are flocking to the class, because it is so powerful and really good for blasting. Barbarian actually doing really well this season, a 150 in 9 minutes, 9 minutes 20 on the Whirlwind Rend Barb. So again, making use of the season theme, the super power, 6k Paragon. Obviously there's tons of people playing support Barb, XP Barb, pool Barb, all those types of things, which does lead itself to tremendous Paragon levels and also godly gear, you know, and with all the augments as well, you know, really does stack on the juice. So 150 for Rend, always Barb's best build, and has been a lot of fun to play. We have also got Leapquake, which is one of my personal favourites. I think visually this is a really nice build as you jump around, land on the ground, and there's molten earthquakes going everywhere and shit falling from the ceiling, which is cool. And again, cleared 150, 6k Paragon, to bear that in mind, quite a lot, but getting the 150 boxed off in 14 minutes. So kind of nice to see Barb having a couple of builds that are 150. So I'd say, looking at it, you've got the Monk, which is clearly the S Infinity tier. You're then looking at the Crusader with the S Plus, with the Bomb, and then kind of branching out from there really with a few builds just about squeaking it. Now, if we did this again in a few days' time, moving us down to tier 149, I think we probably would see that this would clear 150, which is the Firebird Wizard. So this is running a explosive blast setup for insane damage reduction. Again, this is another build that's kind of been nerfed, messed around, buffed back up, adjusted generally, but even with the season theme, only 2.7k Paragon for this, so very soon I'm sure somebody will clear 150, because there's got to be some decent wizards with good gear with about 4 or 5k Paragon hanging about somewhere, so this will be 150 at some point. And the same is going to go for the Crusader, which again 149 clear on the shotgun build. Aegis of Valor, this is just a matter of time before this pops out to 150. 5k Paragon on this one. So again, just that one more tier to squeak out, and it's 14-minute clear, so we've got a bit of time, I think, and that is that. Now we do actually have a bit of a gap now down to tier 146, and this is the Necromancer on the Rathma set, Bones of Rathma. I haven't played this yet this season. Excited to do so because it obviously does have tremendous power. 146 and upwards. Again, this will get to 150 by the end of the season. Another 4 tiers can be found, I'm sure. 4.5k Paragon, so quite a lot. Obviously, all the gear super nice, super augmented out. Army of the Dead, kind of a fun skill. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this a little bit later. 145, we're going back to Barb, and this is the Legacy of Dreams Hota build. So this is sat here, I think, for absolutely ages. Rob cleared this, I think, in like the first week or so of the season. So again, I do expect somebody at some point to sit down, kind of replicate this, but with like 5-6k Paragon, and get the 150 smashed out. He's just done it in the 14 minutes 59 seconds. Which is kind of nice to see. So Lord Hota, again, this has been changed for this season. It's been buffed up a little bit. It's good to see that it is performing quite well. Moving us along to tier 144 is going to be the Gears of Dreadlands Demon Hunter. Obviously from this kind of point onwards, these roughly are in order, because there's not like 9 builds all clearing the same level. Gears of Dreadlands, 3.7k Paragon. And we do have the 144 cleared, which is pretty good. Pretty much standard setup, I think, from the last couple of seasons. Not really much has changed, just obviously benefiting from a bit of juice from the season theme. Could well possibly get to 150. I mean, it's been cleared in 9.5 minutes, so that would suggest there's another few tiers left in it anyway. Plus the Paragon, 3.3k. Again, somebody will smash this up through to 150, I think, by the end of the season. Next, on the same tier again, 144, what were we saying? 144, which is Monk Ulianas. Definitely a really fun build, explosive palm. Not the most powerful build, but obviously we've got a lot of people playing Monk. It's a 5k Paragon, clearing 144 in 14.5 minutes. So I'm not sure this will get to 150. I think this is kind of around about every build from now on. I'm not so sure, but we will have to see. We'll look through the clears and see about the Paragon and stuff like that. But a fun one, and as I say, probably pushed a little bit higher than it normally would do in the season, just simply because so many people are on Monk and absolutely crushing it. On the next tier down, 143, hot on the heels, is going to be the Zunimasa Witch Doctor, so Dagger of Darts. I kind of thought this might be a bit more powerful this season. The max clear's only got 2.3k Paragon, so again, you stick another 2,000 or 3,000 Paragon points on this, and that will shoot this build up. Still very squishy, playing it the old way, basically exactly how it was played last season, or the season before, without the ethereals and that kind of thing. Squishy as hell, but yeah, less squishy at 5-6k Paragon, I imagine. That could well get to 150. I wouldn't be overly surprised if it does. And also in this tier as well, we have the Shadow Mantle Impale Demon Hunter, 5.5k Paragon, and 143. Perhaps maybe missing the mark a little bit this build, because again, this is one that was changed for this season. It was given a specific buff, and obviously with it being buffed and it not really hitting the heights of like the 150 of the corpse spiders, you know, not even punching as hard as Hooter. Maybe Blizzard could do with upping this just a wee little bit, because even with all the season theme juice, we've still only got a 143 clear on the board. And I guess there are plenty of Demon Hunters about. Again, you know, ZDH is pretty popular. Moving us along, we've now got a fan favourite, which is the Frenzy Barbarian. So this has cleared tier 142, and yeah, 12-13 minutes, 5k Paragon. So not much more to be squeezed out of this, I don't think. Probably not going to make 150, which is a bit of a shame. It is a fun build. Maybe someone will tweak it, and they will make it there. Next guy down actually has got a lot less Paragon, so yeah, maybe a little bit of hope. But yeah, Frenzy, you basically stand there smashing stuff. Kind of fun. People do like it. Moving us along into tier 141 is the Bomb Crusader for the Legacy of Dreams. Obviously much harder to put together than the Khan Bomb because you need your LOD pieces. Getting everything with Thorns rolls is a pain anyway. I always tend to think with this type of thing, it's a little bit of a shame that the Legacy of Dreams version isn't better than the set version, but it is what it is. Could maybe get to 150. 9 tiers to find with a few more Paragon points on top. Yeah, quite possibly. We might well see this at 150 by the end of it, but at the moment it is at tier 141. Moving down to tier 140, again we've got another build that was pretty much gutted this season, so it is nice to see that it is outputting at least some decent damage, which is the Bone Necromancer Bone Spear. Obviously I've played this quite a lot over the last few seasons, not since they've nerfed it, because it feels hella bad. I don't really get why it was nerfed. I think obviously it did a lot of damage in groups and stuff, but it was a really fun solo build. And the Wrathmelt I just don't think is quite as fun personally. But yeah, Bone Spear, again, benefiting from the season gem juice, kind of making that power back. 5k Paragon for a 140 clear in just under 15 minutes is obviously quite a loss. So yeah, and there's a lot less Necros around. There are people doing Rats, there are people playing Xenec, but definitely a lot less popular than some of the other classes that we've got. In the same tier also we do have the Hydra Wizard. This is a build that I like a lot. Again, it's, you know, I guess classic-y kind of D2 build. Not that Hydras are good in Diablo 2, but you know, the mage making the Hydras kind of archetypical build. 2.7k Paragon, 12.5 minute 140 clear, so there is a lot of room to grow in this. Again, at some point someone's going to sit down with 5-6k Paragon, really push this up a bit. So we'll have to see whether we do get to 150 with it, but again, at the moment, kind of around about the middle of the pack here, I guess, in terms of the builds in the game. Moving down to tier 139, we've got the Witch Doctor with the Legacy of Dreams Dagger of Darts. So again, similar kind of point to the Zunimasa here. It is a little bit disappointing, I think, when the LOD builds come out worse. Only 2k Paragon on this, so again, stacks of room to grow with another 4.5k Paragon if someone sits down, puts in the work, makes the character, gets it augmented and all that kind of stuff. Using the Lacunba ornament braces, which is really fun. These are great change, do make the Witch Doctor a lot tankier, which is very nice. Also in this tier 139 is the Natalia's Rapid Fire, which is obviously a Demon Hunter build. So again, Rapid Fire, kind of classic build, always kind of gets up there at some points, and this is the Natalia's version, all guild set with it. 3.3k Paragon and 139. Yeah. Moving into tier 137, we've got the Crusader. This surprised me actually. I wasn't kind of expecting to see sweep this high. I was kind of envisaging it very much at the bottom. I mean, we are kind of getting towards the bottom end of the build list, I guess. But 3.5k Paragon ish, 15-minute clear on 137, pretty good. As I say, I thought this would probably be a little bit weaker than this, but you know, there we are. We also, again, go back to rapid fire in this tier of 137 with the Demon Hunter's best Legacy of Dreams build, which is LOD rapid fire. I'm not a fan of LOD rapid fire. I haven't really played Nat's rapid fire, to be fair, but I don't really like standing still and just turning yourself almost into a turret. It's not my favourite playstyle, but 137 clear, pretty good. Now this absolutely amazed me, and I think it probably is a case of just so many people playing Monk, and this is a 136 clear with the Generator Monks, the Raiment Monk, which is, I just really don't like as a set. Again, I should probably give it a better chance now that the Shenlongs has been fixed. I haven't played it this season at all. I have used the Raiment Monk pieces for bounty builds, because it's just super for teleport. But for actually putting it on and getting in there and punching stuff in the face, I haven't done so. 136, 4.6k Paragons, so it is quite a lot. I can't see this getting anywhere close to 150. I'm not even sure that people would have the patience with it, even if they could. But that might just be me and my dislike of Raiment. You know, everyone's supposed to love Raiment. It's a TV show. You gotta love my puns, guys. Moving us into 135, we've got Wizard and DMO Twister. So the Delzier's Magnum Opus set. I think this probably is one that needs looking at. I guess almost from like here down, we are getting into the kind of these are the things that could well be on Blizzard's list for reworks, because they haven't really seen much love lately, or the love they have seen hasn't really got them up to where we want them. So this is a Twister Wizard. Again, Twister obviously much stronger on the Legacy of Dreams by the looks of it for the Wizard. You know, so you could use this one to get going and build onto the Legacy of Dreams, which I do like, as I say, but it does look like it's a bit weak sauce, so DMO perhaps maybe needs a little bit of a buff. Next, we've got the Invoker. I mean, this is definitely something I think Blizzard should be looking at, because obviously it's kind of basically just been overtaken by the Thorns Bomb on a Khan. You know, the Thorns kind of application of Thorns build, we used to just like stand there and, again, similar to Friends, you just hit away. That seems to have gone. It's, you know, we're back onto Bombardment with the build. But yeah, nobody's really playing it. 3.7k Paragon, obviously quite a lot, and still being able to clear, you know, fairly high. So 135 is pretty good. And then the last one in this tier, again, a bit of a comeback actually for this one. I was quite surprised when I saw what this was. It is the Helltooth Witch Doctor, but it is actually Gargantuans. I was expecting it to be the zombies, zombie charger, because obviously that got buffed a little while ago. But no, we're on Gargs, good old Gargs. Not the easiest build to play, because the Gargs are pretty brainless. I mean, I suppose they are reanimated corpses or whatever, or monsters, so I guess we can't be too harsh. But 135, 4k Paragon, you know, nice and dandy. Moving down is another one that's a little bit disappointing, which is the Unhallowed Essence Demon Hunter. And the only reason I say this is disappointing is because it's Hungering Arrow, which is what obviously Gears of Dreadlands uses, so a bit of a shame. This, for me, always traditionally was the multi-shot set. You know, if you look at the 6-piece, it is Generators, multi-shot, and Vengeance deal a bunch more damage. I would like to see them buff it up so that it went back to being a multi-shot set, and multi-shot was amazing again, because the screen clear on that is very nice. But we've got 3.3k Paragon clearing 134. Moving down to tier 133, we have the Jade Witch Doctor. Again, this is probably in line for a bit of love, because I think Jade has not been touched for, I want to say, a couple of years actually. Obviously it does benefit from the new mojo that the Witch Doctor's had. It's obviously got the season juice on it like everything else, but I don't really think this has actually been touched too much, so you could do with a bit of love. I like it. I know some people, this kind of play style, the damage over time, the detonation with your soul harvest, not everybody's cup of tea. I've always had fun when I played it. Only 2.2k Paragon, so obviously there is quite a bit of juice in this, but again, it just shows nobody's playing it, and I think, you know, you've got various reasons for that. You've got much more powerful Witch Doctor builds, and you've got the playstyle maybe being a little more complicated, and yeah, just not quite got the amount of oomph behind it from the player base. So I think that probably is fair to say. Next, we've got 132, the Pestilence Necromancer, which is the Lance build. Yeah, pushing with Lance, I've never been a fan of. Obviously, I think when I started really when I really started thinking about making content, this on, I think the Trag set was the best build. It was hideous to play on my Xbox. Really, really sucked. But yeah, it's the Corpse Lance Necro. Stack cooldown, try and avoid stuff, don't die, and just, spam Land of the Dead and Corpse Lance away. And it's identical pretty much to the Trag'Oul version, which is way, way worse. So that was 132, and that is with 3.8k Paragon. Next, 131, Raycor. Again, this is another one that really does need some work. Hasn't been touched for a long time. It's Hota, so that's kind of a bit sad because that is 3 out of the 6 Barb builds have all got Hota on them, which probably shows a bit kind of how dominant that skill is. It would be super cool if this worked with, I don't know, maybe some other Barb skills specifically, because pretty much Raycor at the moment is used for a bit of support play sometimes, and just like a really not very good version of Hammer of the Ancients. 2k Paragon, again, kind of shows that nobody's really sat down and bothered with this. But yeah, a 131 clear in 13 minutes. And now we've got a massive gap as we go all the way down to, 2 of these 4 builds, Necromancer. But at 125, kicking us off, is what should be one of the coolest sets in the game, the Dragul's Avatar. Spend blood, do damage, should be super cool, and it is actually pretty rubbish because it just doesn't really do anywhere near the amount of damage. So even with nearly 4k Paragon, some really nice Necromancer pieces, we're still only getting a 125 cleared, which is a real shame for the Necromancer. Other in this tier also, actually there's another set that I've got a really soft spot for, and I would love it to recapture its glory. Again, particularly with the Diablo 2 coming out and stuff, is the Talrash's set, Talrash's Element. A fun set because you get to mix it with stuff. It's pretty much been not very good for a while. 3k Paragon is clearing 125 in 12.5 minutes. I would really like this to get a rework because it is super fun. There's lots of things you can do with it. But yeah, it's pretty bad. And I guess tying us in with the Diablo 2 theme of the Diablo 2 builds generally sucking in this game is Seeker of the Light with the Hammerdin. Hammerdin on Diablo 2 is just very strong, a lot of fun to play because we all love power. In Diablo 3, not so much. So 2.6k Paragon, 125 clear. Again, this surely has to be on Blizzard's list of things potentially to touch up. Would be kind of nice, I think, as well. And then lagging in last place, bringing us all the way up the rear, worst build clear in the game, is the Necromancer with the Inarius set, 3000 on Corpse Explosion. So there we go. That is officially the worst, the Necromancer, which is a bummer because I quite like Inarius. Right, let's put the tier list up on a visual kind of basis. Oh, what's gone wrong there? Let me fix this. What are we doing? Technical difficulties. Is it this one? Let's have a little look. Trying to do this on 2 screens is no good. No, let's get rid of that. Let's just do some screen capture. Let's get rid of that. Let's do screen capture. Give me 2 ticks, guys. Display capture, there we go. What a potato. Right, here we go. Let's add this. And we shall hopefully zoom in. Where have we got? We're in full screen mode, aren't we? How do we get out of full screen mode? Technical difficulties. There we go. Super simple. Just press escape. Let's zoom this into 100. So if you prefer it in a more kind of visual style, this is it. We've got the 150 Mystic Ally at the top. All these builds, as I say, they're not in perfect order. I think it was something along the lines of Mystic Ally, then the Bomb, then maybe, was it Panzer Justice? Corpse Spiders was up there as a really good one. Did we touch on Archon? We might have left Archon off. That was another 150 build. I think we did. I think we left Archon off. Yeah, that was another 150. Crikey. So many builds clearing 150. But yeah, I've kind of bundled these together in tiers. So we've got S tier, obviously at the top, with the Mystic Allies being the S+++++, and then probably Bomb slightly behind that. We've then moved down and said everything 145 and upwards A tier, so like Firebirds, Shotgun, Rathma, Lord Hota, and then a bunch of builds in the kind of the B tier, which is like the 145 to 140 kind of range. So the God DH, EP Monk. I don't think EP Monk's that strong. I think it's just a case of sheer volume of Monk. But yeah, Zuni, Impale, Frenzy, Lord Bomb are all in that tier as well. And then C tier, Bone Spear, Hydras, Dagger of Darts on the Legacy of Dreams, the Witch Doctor, Nat's Rapid Fire, Sweepsader, Lord version of Rapid Fire, and Raiment Monk. I mean, I'd be putting Raiment Monk down the bottom. D tier, we've got the DMO Twister, Invoker, Gargs, UE Hungering Arrow, Jade, Pestilence, Raycore. D tier. None of these builds are good. We don't like them. Like UE and Jade. Oh, so sad to see them there. Nothing in E. E's a completely clear tier. And then we've obviously got at the bottom these really unpopular builds. Trag's Corpse Lance, Tal Rasha, played on Twisters, and Hammerdin, and then Anarius. But yeah, if you want to do well this season, one of these top 150, 149 clears, Mystic Ally, Lord Corpse Explosion, Lord Twister, Archon, Corpse Spider, Spirit Barrage, Archon Bomb, Marauders, Cluster Arrow, Samwuku, or Polished Tempest Rush, either's fine. Legacy Dreams, Wave of Light, Leapquake, Whirlwind Wren Barb, Firebirds, or Shotgun probably will do you. And hopefully Rathma, come on the Necro, can go up a little bit. Right, guys, that is the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I've learned something new about my technical difficulties with the computer, so hopefully speaking, if I do that again in the future, we'll do better at it. But yeah, I hope you're having a nice time. I hope you're enjoying the season. I've been the Filthy Casual. I'll catch you again soon. Take it easy. Peace.